Hello guys, Uvijay Mari here. Today I'll be going through how to building habit forming products, specially adapted for SaaS owners, meaning software as a service product owners, and in the AI era, right? So all the concepts apply to the AI era and how to leverage AI to build habit forming products. So a little bit on my background, I'm a product manager at a startup called Kumudo, and I also do a little bit of more projects. I can open here my personal page if you want to check out what I do. But essentially, I've been building a lot of businesses, as you can see here, and all focus on product and distribution of those businesses. Now, why do I want to bring this up? I believe that there is a lot of content about on how to form habit forming products, and the real good way to learn is you actually need to build products and you actually need to go out and distribute these products in order to really understand how it works and what works for your specific product, right? Because there is no magic formula that you can apply to any product or service and it will work, right? It depends if you're B2B, if you're B2C, what type of business, what type of product you have, what type of services are you providing. However, we can follow frameworks on psychological theory to understand how we can leverage all the channels that we have to distribute the product and try to convert as much traffic into users, into paying customers for our products and for our services. And how can we use AI, because we are in the age of AI now, how we can use AI to speed up these processes, right, to see which one works best. But you'll understand a little bit as I go through the video. Now, this sir here is Nir Hill, right? If you're into product, you probably already know him. If not, he's an author of a very famous book that product owners love to mention, which is Hooked. And it basically explains how to build habit-forming products. And the way it does is it explains a framework called the Hook model on how the brain works, how the brain of your users, of the traffic coming into your website works, and how can you use psychology to be able to build an habit-forming product to actually convert traffic into users that will come recurringly, right? If you are into SaaS, you need to actually bring value recurringly, because if you charge your customer per month, right, it means that you need the user to use the app every month to have value in order for him to make sense to actually pay for that service every month, right? An example of this could be Netflix, right? You won't pay Netflix if you just use it one time in your life, right? It only makes sense to buy a subscription if you use it every day or every week with some consistency. Now, in order to create this consistency of users using your app, you actually need to build your product in such a way that it makes sense for them to actually spend time there and keep coming back, keep coming for more value, keep coming from getting that dopamine that they get from being in your app. Now, going through the model itself, it's actually pretty simple to understand. I think it's much more complicated to implement because it takes a lot of failing and trying things and see what works and what doesn't work. But at least the theory, I think I can do a good job on explaining it, right? So the Hook model, it splits the process of converting a traffic into your website into a paying user in 4 actions, right? So the first action is trigger, which can be external or internal, that is followed up by action, investment, trigger, action, variable reward, and investment. So if you actually have this flow, this framework for your products, it will be much more likely that you can convert your users into paying customers. Now, what we mean by this, and we have here a small description, the trigger, which can be external or internal, is actually the queue that the user has in order to get to know your product, in order to understand what value it brings to them. Now, an external trigger could be, for example, a CTA button, right? If you have a product and you have a landing page, you probably have a CTA, meaning a call to action button, where the user can log in or buy your product or the service that you're selling, right? So that is an external trigger. That is something that makes the user actually be aware of your product and make an action. Now, the action itself is when the user, or what behavior does the user executes before they get a reward. Now, the user, in order to buy your product, the user need to be able to see the value that it's getting, right? And value can be many things. Value actually can be not feeling bad. For example, if the customer fears is missing out from not buying your product, that's a negative feeling, but it's actually one of the best feelings possible to have if you're the company owner, because it makes people buy your product, right? They are actually feared if they don't make the buy. So that will be the best habit forming sentiment that you can cause into someone in order for them to actually buy your product. Okay, so the action is what does the customer do before they get a reward. Now, I'll show you an example because I think it will be much easier to understand, but I'm just going to explain the other two phases, right? So the variable reward is an actual reward that the user gets from using your product, right? Usually products solve problems, right? Products are a solution for problems. I'm going to repeat this again because it was not perfect, okay? Products are solutions to problems, right? If you have a problem, you can actually think of a solution, and that solution can be turned into a product or service that you can sell to others, and other people will buy it because they have value, because it solves them a problem as well. So the reward is the actual value that you're getting your user, right? Okay, then we have an investment. The investment phase is the final stage of the model, and it's really where you can ramp up the people and the traffic coming into your product, because this is when a user likes your product so much, or you're giving them so much value that they feel the need to share or to make an investment to use that product. Now, as investment, I'm not meaning buying the product. I mean, for example, sharing the product. Imagine that you're using some sort of software, for example, TikTok, and you're using TikTok and going through all the model. The trigger you can get is an actual user of TikTok sending you a TikTok that is very funny and you must see. Now, I get this link and I don't have a TikTok account. However, if I click on the link, I'll be able to actually see the content, and if I want to scroll down, or if I want to like or comment on that content, then I will need to sign up and create an account and download TikTok. Now, the description of this action, it's actually the hook model. I've went through all the phases of the hook model. So the message I received was actually a trigger that made me go into TikTok and actually use the product. The action was me clicking on the link to travel to the page in order to see the video that a friend sent me, right? The variable reward is actually watching the video, right? It was a very funny video. I liked it, so I got hooked. I got a dopamine rush because I find the video funny, so I want more. I want to see more videos. I want to use the app. And that's when I make an investment, which can be create an account, log into account, download the app, and the best way, the best investment possible, actually sharing the app with other users. If you paid attention, the way I started using the app was by an external trigger, because a friend that is so invested in the app, he sent me a video and it made me go through the hook model, and they converted another client, right? Now, this was an example of an external trigger. And an internal trigger is when I'm so already addicted to the app that when I wake up, for example, I go to sleep, I wake up, and the first thing I go when I wake up is to actually open TikTok and start scrolling. Now, that is an internal trigger because I didn't need an actual external trigger. I didn't need a notification. I didn't need a user messaging me. I didn't need an ad or a landing page. I actually woke up, had my breakfast, and the first thing that pops into my head is I want to see more funny videos before I go to work. So I'm just going to go open TikTok and going to scroll for 5 minutes before I leave to work. Now, this caused an internal trigger for me to again grow through all the hook model, right? So I got into the app again because I wanted to see the new videos that people are posting. So I made the action to actually go into the app and scroll. Then I got my reward, which is actually seeing the videos. And then I've made an investment because I shared 2 or 3 videos with some friends that I thought were very funny and I want them to see. Now, I could also tag them, all kinds of these actions where you're distributing the app or an action that actually improves the product is an investment that the user makes. Now, I have a perfect example to show you guys, which is Temu. You probably seen Temu is growing like crazy. And they actually implemented a UX that is so addictive. People are so hooked into using Temu. They've made the copywriting so strong. External triggers, internal triggers. You can share. You can earn money by sharing products. So everything on the hook model is there. And the app is viral. #1 app in shopping probably currently. And so, it's very good to see examples of what's actually working and try to replicate them for your product or for your service. Okay, so going in, this is Growth Design. If you don't know, this website has UX cases that actually focus a lot on the psychology part of it, and where we try to understand how users make a selection of what to buy. Now, following up. Okay, so this new Temu app I came hearing about just came out of nowhere. And so in here, the user, which is actually here, saw Temu on external trigger, which was a news, right? He was reading the news and he got this ad, what is Temu? E-commerce platform challenged Amazon. So in here, I'm interested, right? I've read the article and I think, well, maybe I give it a try. So the user navigates and he clicks on a link and goes to already the App Store, where he can see he has a social validation because he can see Temu is ranked on first on top charts for free apps for shopping. So, you already know, well, it couldn't rate if it was some sort of scam. It wouldn't be #1, right? Because App Store will already review and it wouldn't have so much downloads. So everything here is already hinting the user to actually use the app. Now note the title as well, Shop Like a Billionaire. The copyright is something that you resonate with, because who wouldn't want to shop like a billionaire, right? Why don't you do it? Because you are not a billionaire and you don't have the money. But Temu offers very cheap products. So it actually provides you the feeling of being a billionaire, of buying things without having to worry that you're spending too much money. And they've included that sentiment into the title because they are already appealing to your sentiments, to your feelings, right? To the psychology of your brain. Now see that you get the get button. They also mention the cheeky slogan, right? Shop like a billionaire. The user is very happy, like, yes, who wouldn't want to shop like a billionaire? He's already seeing some hints of the product, and you can see the first image that they show is not even the product, it's the prices, starting from 39 cents. Well, man, I live in Lisbon. If I go outside, it's impossible to spend 39 cents in something. Everything is more expensive than that. So, you see here 39 cents and you're already triggered by, whoa, maybe things here are very cheap. Maybe I have a lot of spending power. So you continue and you actually get the app. Now, when you first get the app, you immediately go into the app, right? You can see there is no login button, right? You can immediately see the products, the money, the how much they cost, how many units are sold, right? And you have the lightning deals, so you're already being pushed to take action fast, right? Because time is going by and you're going to miss all these great opportunities. Now, not really feeling the luxury experience. It looks more like a cluttered Amazon. Yes, the UI is not very good. It's not very clean. However, your brain is already thinking about buying products, which is the actual main thing that products should aim for, right? Getting paying customers. Now you can see the things I've mentioned. They don't like, right? Why all these timers? They don't trust me. They are taking points from UX UI perspective, but I actually think it's pretty cool because it makes a sense of urgency. It makes you want to create an account fast, right? They introduce a psychological insight, which is panic-inducing timers. They use multiple count timers to create urgency the moment you enter the app, giving people little breathing room to explore. Now, they don't like this approach very much, but it actually worked. It's actually something in psychology that you'll actually have panic and you will want to buy the actual product. Now, if you scroll a little bit, you'll get this coupon, right? And this is actually, if you go here into the hook model, you can already see that we are in step 3, variable reward. Now, why? Because on the trigger was actually the news, right? So we saw the news, we downloaded the app, that it was the action that we've made, and we've get the reward. The reward is we are in the app, we can see lightning deals happening, and we just win £100. We have the chance to win £300 to spend on store, right? So this is a very strong hook that most people will actually click to spin, right? Because you don't have nothing to lose, you can only earn. Now, if you spin, okay, yeah, exactly. Now, Temu, if you spin, it will actually ask for your email in order to make the spin. Now, they're suggesting, and I agree, this could be even improved if they allow the user to spin, and then, only then, they allow them to create an account to secure the price, right? Now, this is very good. Why? Because you've got the variable reward, but in order to earn the variable reward, you actually need to go to make an investment. And the investment here is providing your email, which is something that you don't like to do, right? You only do when it's necessary. So you just went through the whole hook model, right? The variable reward can only be obtained if you make the investment of creating an account. And for Temu, this is great. Why? Because they've earned a new customer. Now, you've downloaded Temu. Temu is in your... I'm going to just speed up. Temu is in your app phone, right? On very important real estate or phone or home screen on your phone, right? It will be the main app appearing. Sorry, it's blurred, but you understand the real estate here is very expensive. You have what, maybe 20-30 apps in your home screen, and Temu is already one of those with 4 simple steps. Now, another thing that they're doing is for you to enjoy the reward, you actually need to buy 20 items, right? So they make the best items, so they suggest the items that they want to sell, and they actually put a timer of 4 days to actually spend this coupon, right? So panic inducing, and they already nudging you into products that you can buy in order to spend the £100 that you've collected. Now, as you can see, this is the psychology of Temu, right? Number 1 app on the App Store, using just a simple 4-step hook model, right? Your product may not be the best, because if you use Temu, you know the products that being sold there are not the best. If you've used Temu, you know that their UX UI compared to Amazon is inferior, right? It looks a bit clunky. However, they are the #1 app on the App Store right now. And why? Because they are very good hooking users. They are very good at making users download the app, have them in their phone, and actually check it every day. Because now I have only 4 days to actually spend £100 that I've won. So I'm getting notifications every day. I wake up and I think, oof, I need to go to the app because I need to spend the money I've just earned. And over time, you will create that habit, right? Those 4 days will be probably not enough, but will already start pointing you into building the habit of going to Temu and see products, buy products, think about it unconsciously. When someone mentions, Mario, I want to buy something, you're already thinking on Temu, you can buy it on Temu, there are very good deals there. Now, another thing is the coupon. You can, if you invite more users, you will get more coupons to spend on Temu, right? And why? Because they want more users to come into the hook model. When you invite a friend for Temu to win your reward, you're actually triggering an external trigger for the next user. So this is the pinnacle of building habit forming products, because users are making the distribution for you. They're making the investment for you. And this loop doesn't stop. Now I use Temu every week and I make my shopping there. Now, how can we do this, right, fast for SaaS founders that don't have a lot of money, right? They can't spend money giving away £100 to each customer that comes into their app, right? I think you need to start leveraging AI in order to experiment all the external triggers and then actually build your products to go through this hook model, right? But the first focus should be on actually getting external triggers, because without them, there will be no traffic, right? You need users here to go through the hook model, because without the users, actually, the rest of the model doesn't work, right? Having a funnel through this hook model is the most important thing. If you're starting now your SaaS, if you're starting your product, because as long as they are coming here and then they are not converting, they are not paying to use your app, you know that you need to do something on these steps, right? But if you have these three steps, right, these ones, and you don't have this one, then the hook model will never work. So you actually need to start focus on this one. Now, there are different ways to do this, but if you're a SaaS founder, you know that you don't have unlimited time to test things. So what I will actually do is try to leverage AI to experiment on a lot of different external triggers in order for people to buy your product. Now, an example of this could be, let's say that you have this stair, and this is the process of creating external triggers. Now, external triggers could be SEO, they could be TikTok ads, right? Organic ads. I'm talking only about organic for a SaaS founder, right? So no money spent here, or very little amount of money spent. So AI will be like a tool that you use. Sorry, this looks very well, but what I mean is AI will be a tool where you can do the steps of getting external triggers faster. Okay, I will show examples. For example, if you want to get customers through videos, right, to video forms, organic videos, maybe you'll do with Revit AI, right? Why? Because it allows you to generate a lot of different articles without actually it allows you to generate a lot of different videos quickly and without having the knowledge of creating viral videos, right? You can just search a viral video, for example, how to go viral on best AI tools. You search, you see what videos are best, you click on them, and then you start writing a script, like repurpose script, to actually rewrite it and apply to your actual product, right? Or maybe you can use Journalist AI, which is, sorry, not this link. This is a special offer that they have, but I didn't mean to show you guys this one. Yes, this one, where you can actually generate hundreds of post blogs for SEO without actually knowing how to make SEO content, right? It's a good stepping stone to start creating and generating these external triggers to drive people into your product, which will then be adapted to the hook model and convert organic into paid customers, right? Which is always your ultimate goal. Now, the way to do this is through the hook model, but remember, first step is actually having a very strong external trigger. And the way to do this, actually, no one knows how to do it. You actually need to try every possible option to see which one works, and then what is working, you double down on it. May it be videos, viral videos on the internet, or just ranking high on Google by creating content, blog content that people read and go and travel to your product. In this AI era, you need to leverage AI to make things faster than others and better than others. Alright guys, I think this is it. Let me know if you liked the video, if you enjoyed the video. If you want, I will leave the links in the description, and I will also, I'm also providing free 3 credits left on Journalist AI if you want to try the app for free to see if it will work good for your product or your service. Alright guys, have a nice day and thank you for your time.